Hey guys, and welcome back to a Noob's Guide to Dark Souls from a Noob. In this episode, we're going to be exploring the Great Swamp, and we're going to be trying to get summoned here in the Great Swamp. A couple things you're going to need for being summoned. You're going to need a right sign soapstone. Duh. You're going to need purple moss clumps to get rid of the poison from the Great Swamp. And, as always, I recommend getting the Heal Miracle. Now, I'm going to talk about a few things you can do while you're trying to be summoned. And I'm going to talk about the PC community in general and being summoned, because this is a bit of an issue that I need to discuss, and I'd feel bad not talking about it otherwise. And I'm actually going to talk about it first. This issue is that while the PC community exists, and it's pretty big, the PC community takes a long time to get warmed up to when you're first starting a game. For instance, for me, this is my personal opinion, and I know that the popular Dark Souls YouTuber Pete Beaverson, I know that he has trouble on PC with this too. But for me, it takes like 20 minutes to establish a connection with other players. So if you're playing on PC and for a while you're not getting anybody, it's probably not you. The best thing you can do to ensure yourself against this is make sure that you're human so you can see other summon signs. That'll give you kind of a general idea of what's going on. I need to adjust my volume. Hold on, let's kill these jerks first. Alright, now that that's out of the way, this area is actually an alternative to the farming spot that I had shown you in the depths, where you can get large Titanite shards. You can skip that farming spot, even though I don't prefer to do it because I like being summoned here. You can skip this and come to the farming spot here, which is very good, but... Dang. Oops. There we go. Now we can actually hear. I wonder if my volume's just really low and now I'm like deafening you guys. If I am, I apologize. I don't think I am, though. Anyway. This is actually a very good farming spot because you see those slugs we were introduced to last episode. These slugs drop green Titanite shards in packs of 5, and they drop large Titanite shards fairly frequently. I think more frequently than the jellies in the depths do. Now over here you're going to see the Pyromancer starting set, and a very fun Pyromancy to use. Poison Mist Pyromancy. Basically it sounds exactly like what it is. Creates a mist in front of you of poison that if an enemy stands inside of it will be poisoned. Alright. So let's talk about the general strategy of how to be summoned here. Well, first, even though I didn't do it here because I just kind of want to show you the farming technique, you obviously want to lay down your white sign soapstone. And then you're probably just going to want to do these farming routines over and over again, because they offer a decent amount of souls, and they also offer experience on how to deal with being poisoned. Because poison, especially when you're just trying to move through this area, is very annoying. If you're new, because to me, I don't find this poison to be more than just a little bit irritating. I mean, it's not really doing a lot of damage, and it's not really bothering us. I mean, I'll heal every now and then, but I'll probably take more damage from the slugs than I do from poison. Alright. Now, these slugs, general strategy with them, make sure you don't get attacked by too many at once, because if they all do that range attack, it can poison you if you're not already poisoned. And it can do a decent amount of damage. But generally, if you're just fighting one-on-one, block and attack. They will always be staggered by your block. So, for instance, let's look at this guy. Oh, come on, do a melee. There you go, see? I mean, he's not only staggered, he's staggered a lot. Plus, they have very low hit points, so that's always good. A lot of drops in this area, a lot of different souls. I think you're going to start getting like souls of a knight, souls of a proud knight. But generally what you want to focus on are these slugs, because again, these guys can give a lot of Titanite. Especially if you're trying to get a divine weapon. Green Titanite is very powerful, and as you can see here, here's a large Titanite shard. It is actually advisable to come down here in the early parts of the game, and I'm going to be showing you how to do that soon. However, I'm gonna bring that up later. Yeah, but you can come here earlier in the game, and it's advisable to get the large Titanite shards spread across this area, or to just farm these guys, since it's very powerful. But you can see there, 5 green Titanite shards in one drop. I mean, that's a lot. That's more than enough. That's more than half of what you need to get a +5 divine weapon. Alright. Now over here is a kind of an interesting little weapon. Or I shouldn't say little, but... Oh man, excuse me guys. But it's an interesting weapon. There's a large Titanite. It is the server. This weapon and the butcher knife share one property in common. On hit, they both restore health. It's not a lot of health. I think it's like 10 health per hit or something like that. But it's decent enough to make a difference. And I think the server heals a little bit more with every... Oops, lag there. I think the server heals a little bit more with every hit. So yeah, I'm sorry guys, I kind of lost my train of thought there. So that is definitely a weapon that you can use. I don't know. Let's check out its moveset. Let's see. Oh, we can't wield it. Well, can we wield the butcher knife? Come on. Okay, we can. Butcher knife has a fun little moveset. With especially this move. You might recognize that move from the, those cooks earlier in the depths, because that is the same weapon that they use. Alright. Now, we're going to talk about getting through this part of the level, because this part of the level can be very intimidating. There's a lot of swamp, not a lot of land. It's kind of a dark corner over there that you can't really see. Well, let's trudge on ahead over here. We're going to take on the dark and scary part first. I warn you, however, make sure that you have a decent shield and decent armor, or that you know how to dodge, because the enemies over here are not very nice. So you're going to turn the corner, you're going to come around, and then you're going to get blasted in the face with a rock. Well, what I want you to do is instead block through it, and notice that there are two people with rocks. Alright, so don't panic, first of all. And secondly, don't move into the swamp, because these guys... Oops, I also forgot to mention, it's one of these jerks flying around here. These guys can easily corner you if you're not moving quickly in the swamp. However, a lot of these guys' attacks are very weak to backstab. So for instance, let's get them to do a little bit of attacking. When they're doing melee, obviously, their range attacks don't do much. But you can see he rolls it away. So you can just come up behind him and backstab him. These are the same big guys, by the way, that we talked about in the Upper Blight Town. They just have different weapons. There we go. One thing to note, however, is that their attacks take off a lot of stamina. For instance, that rolling one, it would take off stamina per second. So it's pretty potent. And you really want to try to avoid that at all costs. All their attacks can be dodged or just moved around. Their attacks are kind of slow and you can really see them coming. So the best thing to do is either, if you're, like, for instance, if you're in this little inlet of land, back up until you have more room, and then usually they'll do that. I mean, they're in a different direction. Their attack takes a long time for them to recover from, and you can just get a good backstab off. Sorry about that, guys. I wanted to reset some. Anyway, now you can see, let's talk about blocking his range attacks. They can all be blocked. Well, I should probably actually try to block through them to demonstrate this. But they can all be blocked, and they can all be avoided. However, as you can see, blocking takes off a lot of poise. Oh no! I wanted to show, ouch, dodging their, like rolling through one of their range attacks, but if he's close and we're not able to do a fast roll, I can't really do it. Alright, Fang Warhelm, Knight Armor, Knight Gauntlets. As you can see, he probably dropped a Dung Pie. Alright. Man, get this guy off me. Jeesh. It's the one thing I don't like about the Dark Souls engine. Enemies just get stuck on you. It's annoying. As you can see over here is the Great Club. This is a strength weapon that I've never honestly used, but I don't have any problem with it. It takes 28 strength though. Can you wield it effectively with one hand? Or two hands, I mean. Decent amount of damage though. So definitely something important if you want a really high level strength build. Now, you're going to look across and you're going to see a bunch of rock throwers. And you're going to freak out and think you can't take on those many at once. Well, it doesn't matter if you can take them all on at once. I'm going to show you a little shortcut that you can do to get around them. Now, it is possible to go through this area if you have high poison resistance and not get poisoned, but we don't have high poison resistance, so we're not going to do that. So instead, you're going to come around here, make sure that you stick to the left wall, and they will not see you. Come around here, come, as far left as you can. You don't have to jump, it's a habit. Come all the way around here. And this place is a little bit confusing at first, but basically, you're going to want to pass the first large vertical tree trunk. You're going to want to pass its right, and then keep running straight, moving a little bit to the right of the tree trunks, and you're going to come to the boss area. Now, we're not going to worry about the boss area here for a while, because we're gonna take on the boss after we get summoned a bit. Actually, I don't know if you can be summoned after you beat a boss area. I'm gonna have to look that up real quick. But before we do that, however, there's one last thing I want to show you guys, and that's how you can get to this place early. All right. Okay, you can see we're starting to get messages now. So we're getting a little bit more online. Or I think we're placed in a server now or something. All right. Alright, so you see this little bridge? You're going to want to follow it directly up. It's actually not a trap, it's a very good shortcut. You're going to want to climb the ladder. By the way, this is you can access this from the other side only if you have the master key. If you don't, then you have to go all the way down and around and get the key that is placed conveniently at the entrance here. So just ride the elevator up to the top. Which, by the way, if you fall off the elevator, when you're trying to get on it, you won't die. It'll just cause a little bit of fall damage. You're gonna want to, and then you're gonna want to go straight and climb up this ladder. Remember again, guys, FromSoft, the creators of this game, like to mark their ladders with torches. So keep that in mind when looking for the exits. All right. So I got confused on this my first time. To find the exit, you're going to want to look for the wheel and the torch. However, if you come over here, you're going to see another toxic blow dart guy. Now, I know that you already hate these guys, and we're already toxic again, which I don't think we have any glowing purple moths, do we? Nope. Okay. This is awkward. We're actually going to go for the Shadow Garb, and then not die. But trust me, this place is worth it. If you do it correctly and don't get toxic like I do. However, we're going to fight through the toxin and deal with it anyway. Wait, are we still really? That's obnoxious. Alright. Block through with the spider shield. You know what, guys? I made a mistake. We're going to have to go. I'm gonna have to meet you back up here. I'm sorry, guys. Actually, you know what? I'm not gonna meet you back up here. I want to give you another chance to see how to navigate that little area, because I know that it can begin kind of confusing when you're first starting out. So, of course, to do a run back, we're gonna take off all of our weapons and make sure that we are able to do a fast roll. You're gonna run up, and you're gonna get another example of how to navigate these little stairways. Because I don't know about you guys, but I got lost going up here my first time. So I'm just trying to, you know, cover all my flanks here. All right. Just keep on waiting. Kind of a slow elevator, but you know what? It saves having to go back up through Blighttown, right? I would not like to go back up through Blighttown. I've only done it once, and it wasn't pleasant, and I hated it. Alright, so you can see, alright, well there's the wheel. So let's continue this way. Again, stay far to the left so that you can, so you don't get toxic like I did. And again, these guys do not respawn, but once you come out here, start running as fast as you can. Whether you're mid-rolling, fat-rolling, or just fast-rolling, you should be okay. Block with your spider shield, and then you're going to come up to this guy. Now, you want to stay as close to him as possible so that he runs away from you. He's going to back himself into a corner here. Again, keep blocking until you're around this corner, and you can see sparks flying from where that... from the other blow dart guy. Okay, lock on. From when the other blow dart guy is hitting the wall with his blow darts. can see some blue and purple moss there. The second guy will drop them. Now, there's a... Look around. There should be a blow dart guy across the ledge there. I can't really see him, but I think he's there. So you're going to want to be quick. Come in. No, he's not there. Oh, he fell down. Okay, that's going to make this interesting, because you can see there are fire dogs here. There's also one other blow dart guy down over in this area. We're going to deal with him in a minute. I'm trying to think what would be the best strategy here. I'm thinking we just drop down on him and deal with the dogs. Almost died from the lock-on. I think, however, that since we're going to be doing a drop down and killing him in one hit, we want to put on our full night stuff. We don't have to two-hand for this, because again, these guys have weak health. Just come down. Oh, we didn't alert the dogs. Good. Now, for this, there's a lot of dogs in this area, so when they start breathing fire, it's a good idea to walk around them. Or, when you see they start breathing fire, just attack them quickly with a attack that moves you forward like the Claymore has. Because their fire does a decent amount of damage, and you don't want to be caught in it, especially when there's a lot of them around. Now, generally what will happen, I don't know why that guy ended up falling down, but what will generally happen is that guy does stay on his ledge, but he'll eventually drop down with the two dogs over here. What you're gonna want to do in that situation is you can either hit the blow dart guy with a bow from long range and kill him, or with a spider shoot you can just run up, pull the dogs, and then lock on to the dogs so that you're still backing away facing the blow dart guy. Then pull them around this corner and fight them from here. So it's a little bit of a tight space, but that way you can fight the blow dart guys. Now, two more dogs over here, and our prize is just over there. Alright. And you can see we get another Firekeeper soul, which I've neglected to use the first one, but, you know, I don't know why I neglected to use the first one. I think I was just really eager to get moving on. But that's one thing I'm going to show you guys in this episode. Upgrading your Estus Flask so that it heals more damage. Very cool. And just actually to make the distinction, upgrading your Estus Flask does not increase how many Estus Flasks you have. That is increased by the kindling of the bonfire, which we can only do up to having 10 Estus Flasks at this point in the game. However, later on we will be able to have 20. Can we break these from here? This guy's probably the most annoying of them all, mainly because his vantage point is irritating as all heck. That's probably your best bet, going at him, breaking those with a range attack or kick, and then just moving in, blocking. And again, we get another booming purple moss. I've never been toxic so much in Blight Town in my life. Okay, maybe my first time playing through, but you know what I mean. Get a soul of Proud Knight, decent amount of souls there. Alright. I believe our summon sign did disappear with the use of the Homer Bone. But that's okay, because we're just explaining things here, and then we're going to get summoned eventually. It's kind of a weird time at night, though, so we may not be able to get summoned tonight, but if I'm not able to, I'm still going to render this part of the video anyway. And then I'll render the summons later on. So you're going to climb up here and you're going to find this guy, but again, these guys are weak and they take a while to set up, so just kill them. So just keep on climbing. You may feel a little disconcerted, but remember, we went really far down when we were going through Blight Town. So you're just going way, way, way back up. That's really the only enemy that should bother you, aside from the mosquitoes. And here, just in case you missed it, the location is just on the far right in this little alcove. Here is the key to the New Londo ruins. New Londo is the place where you access the shortcut to get here. Now, to guarding this part of the area are 3 of these big guys, who we've already established as being very annoying. By the way, I figured out the timing for two-handed parries. I'll show you guys. And let's talk about that real quick. The timing for a two-handed parry is to wait. Usually what will end up happening is the enemy's flayed back, and then they'll start to recover, and right when they start to recover, that's when you want to do the two-handed parry. Kind of an awkward timing that I actually figured out from watching a PvP version. But, it's useful in either way. Alright, now for this, you're going to want to either parry these jerks, or you can run past them. You can run past these guys. I've done it before, so if I can do it, you guys can do it. But, The other tactics to do is circle around them until you can get a backstab off, and making sure that your poison meter doesn't fill up until you're poisoned. Because these guys, it's kind of a weird little mechanic in the game, but there's actually different levels of poison. For instance, I think the Blighttown Swamp, or the Great Swamp, has the least amount of poison damage, whereas these guys and rats give off the most poison damage. Or something like that. I don't know that to be statistically true, it's just from my experience. Now again, these guys can be attacked right when they stand up, and easily killed if they're at low health. Now, from now on, after you kill these 3 guys, just don't even worry about it, you're home free. Well, except for a kind of narrow bridge you could fall off of, but enemy-wise, you're home free. Probably gonna see messages like despair ahead, or weakness, death, or try backstabbing. Backstabbing is good advice. I prefer parrying, though. Not actually know how to parry these guys. So, to get out of here, you're going to want to turn right and follow this tiny little rickety bridge. Don't worry, though. It will not collapse on you. You're going to come over here, pick up a large soul of a nameless soldier, and use the key to the New London ruins. Now, we have the master key, but how that works, don't be confused, is that it'll take the last key if you have the master key and then a key that is required for it. It'll just take the key, the actual key, if you have that one. Alright. Oops, almost fell off. Now, this is something you need to be wary of. The elevator down to the New London ruins will most likely not be down here. So don't just immediately turn right and fall off, as I have done many times. Just make sure that you go to the lever first. Alright. With our fanged boar helm, we head off. This is going to take us right back to Firelink Shrine. I think I showed the New Londo ruins, because I think I showed the first blacksmith in the game. But, I'm not entirely sure. Alright. And then up here... No, I did not. Had I really not killed Lautrec? Oh, that's funny. I could have sworn that I killed Lautrec. Interesting. Interesting development. Now, I'm gonna explain something that I should have explained before. If you free Lautrec of Kareem using the mystery key, which I know I did that. I don't know if I thought I kicked him off the ledge. I thought I demonstrated you could do that. I don't know. I'm trying to think. Okay, so I know that there's a thing in the game where if you pick up the Firekeeper soul in the church and the one in Blighttown without freeing Lautrec, she'll die. That's the 3rd Firekeeper soul, and I can't think of it. Depths, or not the depths. Church in Blighttown. I don't remember off the top of my head for some weird reason, but usually there will be a Firekeeper here. Dead. I love it. But she can reinforce your Estus flasks. Well, it appears that my character is going to be going without Estus upgrades, which is fine by me. I don't really care for it. But here's the other problem with this: we don't have access to the Firelink Shrine bonfire anymore. Kind of annoying, right? Anyway, now that I've thoroughly wasted your time, let's head on back down, and yeah, I think I'm gonna just start uploading this part, and I'm gonna try to get myself summoned. Now we're gonna talk about what we got the Black Eye Orb for, but just a quick note before I finish off: the Dingy set actually has the highest magical defense of an armor set in the game. Now there's obviously a shield that's a lot better, but yeah, it is the highest magic defense in the game. So I'll see you guys when we get summoned. I would actually just cut away, and I was looking at a Google article about if you can get summoned if you defeat the area boss, and I come back and we're being summoned. So welcome to Blight. Welcome to being summoned in Blighttown, guys. It's not very bad. So best thing you can do for your host is come outside and start killing the enemies. This will save him from having to waste Estus flasks if he's not as well versed in this area, if he's not as good. And again, as I discussed before, I don't mean this as a detriment, but I assume that everyone that I'm playing is kind of bad. Alright, so let's talk about how to get to the boss. So you're going to want to stick to this right wall, and you're going to get poisoned, but that's why you have purple moss, so don't worry about it. So again, you're going to want to stick to the right, stick to the right. Our goal is the tree are the tree roots over there. So you're going to see this guy, run over, or hobble over, and kill him. Also, one thing you can do, if your host does not have blooming purple moss, either send him a message that you will give him some, or just drop some on the ground. But, as you can see, he has blooming purple moss, or purple moss clumps, so he's fine. We're gonna take some of our own. Oh, thanks. I'll send him a message about that. So, you're gonna want to come under this arching tree, and run up. And here we are in Quelog's domain, or as the Dark Souls community calls her, Kellogg. But, I do want to warn you guys, the scene coming up does have, I don't know how to put this, because if I say one thing, it's gonna sound really bad, but if I don't say it, it's not gonna be good. This character has a lot of cleavage showing. I'm sorry. It's just how it happens. Or, it's just what the game designers decided. I'm going to show it, but I'm going to hit the skip button. You guys don't have to watch if you don't want to. I completely understand if you don't. But yeah, once we get into the fight, I'm going to discuss the tactics. And just a quick note, you can summon Man-Eater Mildred if you're human and if you've defeated her. If you defeated her when she invaded you. There we go. I was able to skip it. Okay. So this is Quelogg, or Quelogg. She's really, really interesting. She has she spews lava for the first thing that's interesting. And then she has these strange AoE attacks that if you get too close to her and start doing too much damage, she's going to do a lot of damage to you with those, like that one that I wasn't paying attention to. Now I'm going to talk to you about reading these when we actually do the boss fight. But just a few quick summon tips. The best shield for this early game is the shield that we have now. It has like 80% fire defense, so it's going to do really, really well. Now, how you can... Well, let's talk about a few reads here, but I'm going to get mainly into like demonstrating them when we actually fight. So, when the spider part of Quelogg starts licking its lips or starts to clack its mouth open and closed, that's when you can tell that she's about to spew lava, so you want to get away from her in a nice little circumference, like that. That's a good indication she's about to spew lava. Now, these, whenever she swings her sword like this, she's gonna do 3 unless she's interrupted. She was interrupted, so now's a good time to get off some damage, which we do no damage because the Claymore, I forgot, is such a weak weapon PvE. Alright. Now, let's talk about the lava. The lava has some weird hitboxes. It can do damage, but oh crap. That's an AoE attack. We're gonna get hurt by it because we got stuck under her freaking leg. That's my one problem with this boss fight, is that she's really glitchy in that sense. If you get stuck under her, like between two of her legs like we almost just did there, you're not gonna move until you get hit again, and it's gonna hurt. Now let's talk about that move. That move, when she riles up, it's a smaller AoE attack, but what she's gonna end up doing... Oh, crap, did I really let the summoner die? I did not let the summoner die. Oh, crap. Let's send him a message. Oh, gosh dang it. I hate letting the summoner die. Two things that really make me mad in this game. Me dying when I'm being summoned, and me letting the summoner die. Both of them really, really make me mad. That's frustrating. It's my cat, but I'm gonna cut ahead to, oh, let's read the message. Let's hope this is him who's summoning us. If not, I'd feel really bad, because that's happened before where I've said, oh dude, totally, I'm so sorry for dying there, because I've died before and hosts have died. And I try to get resummoned and it's someone else. Okay, good, it's him. Okay. Alright. So now we have a little bit of basis for this person. One of two things probably happened. He either didn't read it correctly, which I didn't read the moves correctly, so, I mean, he could be at any skill. Oh, okay, we're gonna say one of three things. Second thing, he got caught like we did underneath Quelog's legs. Or the third thing is that he's not very good at the boss fight, which, I don't care. I'm here to help. Alright. Oh, see? He's smart. He knows that shield blocks a lot of fire attacks. Now you may wonder, well, or you may ask, well, you got so far away from the host, why'd you kill that guy? Because I saw that the enemy was about to attack him, and I decided, you know what, no need to waste Estus flasks. Especially since I've noticed that he doesn't heal a lot of my health, so I'm thinking he doesn't have an upgraded Estus flask either. Alright. Excuse me, guys. I hate clearing my throat and that kind of stuff when I'm, like, audibly without muting myself. Because it bothers me in videos. I don't mean to do that to other people, so I'm sorry about that. Alright. One thing I do like to do for boss fights is if I have items in my item hotbar, I'll put it to something that I can't use, like a Homeward Bone or an Estus Flask, when I'm summoned. Because, that way, if I accidentally use it, my character will just shrug and freak out. Now let's talk, the reason why we're able to enter without having to skip the cutscene. Okay, let's talk real quick, before doing that. That move right there, when you see her bowing her head, she's gonna do that massive AoE, and you want to get the heck away. If you can fast roll, roll away. If you have heavy armor, just run. It's not a nice move. That move kills people. Ah, we're gonna get hit. But yeah, the reason why we were able to go into the boss room without, oh crap, he's in lava. The reason why we were able to go into the boss room with, can I say this more times, without having to skip the cutscene? Oh, he's not doing a lot of damage. Oh, I don't think he has an upgraded weapon. That's no good. Interesting. I appreciate the heal. When you enter a boss fight, we're gonna get hit. When you enter a boss fight for a second time after viewing the cutscene once, you don't see the cutscene again. That applies with summons if it's the same summoner. Otherwise, you'll have to see the cutscene again for their world. It applies to their world. Now I was kind of interrupted by our summoner's death, and talking about the lava hitboxes, or at least I think that was something that I was thinking about talking about. One thing FromSoft did that was nice for you, is that when you walk into lava, or when she sprays lava on you, you get hit, but then you won't. I think you have like 5 seconds to get hit again, or before you get hit again. So it's basically enough time to get out of the lava, and it's a really nice thing they did. Because otherwise you'd just be standing there in lava forever. Alright. Man, we do no damage. It's my good old Suihanda. I doubt I'm even pronouncing that right. But man, that thing does a lot of damage when I'm summoned. Alright, now here's a good way to tell when the host is at the front and you're at the back of this boss, and you're attacking. This is a good way to tell what kind of attack she's gonna do. Look at the way her body is. If she's not moving at all, you probably want to back away. But if you see the front part of her body moving, then that's your cue to keep on attacking. But yeah, I'm glad we were able to help that guy. Oh yeah, he sent us a message. Let's read it. Yeah, no problem. May I ask? I'm just gonna ask this because I've asked this before, and I want to make sure he has an easy time moving on. I upgraded your weapon. Oh, I've also asked some people that, and they've been like, no, I haven't, because I'm just doing a no upgrade run. And I'm like, oh, you're a boss. Okay. But, yeah. I'm gonna wait till the next summon. My goal... What time is it? Late. My goal is to, get summoned 3 times, and then we're probably gonna do our own boss fight. Which, I'm probably gonna have to do the boss fight tomorrow. But that's okay. And this is usually what I do. Sorry guys, I had a long day today. I was yawning. But this is usually when I do all my farming for large Titanite shards and green Titanite shards. But I'm gonna cut ahead until we get summoned, so I'll see you guys then.